Welcome to my channel. In this video you will learn the very basics of FlStudio 20. Today we will cover the most important buttons used to navigate throughout the software, as well as how to change the BPM or speed, how to add new instruments and delete things, how to save your work, and where you can find your third-party files inside of FlStudio 20. This video is for people that have absolutely no experience in FlStudio or don't understand how it works and need to learn what everything does. If that's you, then this video is for you. To start off, this is what your FlStudio will look like when you get on. If it doesn't, then click File, New from Template, Minimal, and then Club Basic. And this is FlStudio. This is where you will do all of the arranging for your songs in the future. Basically how it works is you make a pattern that repeats over and over again and add more patterns throughout the arrangement to create a full song. You can very easily change an individual pattern or copy and paste patterns again and again. You can also very easily automate almost anything, so any individual sound or group of sounds can change without you needing to do it yourself. That's enough of it though. Let's get into the actual video. First off, at the top left you can find a button that says Pat. This is what it is set to by default. Pat stands for pattern. If you click it, then it will change to song. While in the Pat mode, depending on what pattern is selected, it will just loop it around and around. This is used to work on one section at a time. If multiple instruments are in the same pattern, then it will loop all of them at the same time. If the song button is selected, then it will either start from the beginning of the arrangement or from the last spot you started from. Everything that is turned on and is in the arrangement will be playing. This is one of my latest songs. In the song mode, well, it just plays the actual song rather than what is just selected. As you can see here, with the Pat mode selected, it only plays the piano. That's because that is the pattern that is selected at the left side of FlStudio. Next is the play button. This makes the song or pattern start to play. You can also just click the spacebar, which will speed things up in a big arrangement. The stop button will stop it from playing, as well as reset it back to the beginning of the song. We won't get into the recording button because that depends on what you are recording. But you can play using your computer keyboard and record what you are playing. Next is the Bpm Control. This will determine the speed of the song. BPM stands for beats per minute. The higher it is, the faster it'll play. You can easily left-click on it and drag up or down to change it. You can also right-click and choose a BPM, or click type in value and type in what BPM you like. Under that is a slide knob. This will very easily let you move to whatever part of the song you want without needing to zoom out. This is also useful because you can go back to the beginning fast. You can also just click the stop button. On the left side of FlStudio you'll see three choices to click through to find everything. The first one are all the patterns. The second one is all of the audio clips and extra audio files you drag in, like drums. The third one is automation clips. This is what you use to make stuff happen on its own. For example, you can make the volume start low and get louder in an instrument over a certain period of time. Now for the important buttons at the top right. The first one is the View Playlist button. Click on this if your arrangement is missing. The keyboard shortcut for this is F5. The next one is the View Piano Roll. This will take you back to the last piano roll you changed. The piano roll is where you add in the notes, also known as MIDI. The keyboard shortcut for this one is F7. Next is the Channel Rack button. This is where all of your instruments, drums, audio, vocals, and automation clips will be located. This is also the main way to get into the piano roll for each instrument. The View Channel Rack button is next. This is where all of your instruments and everything else can be sent to individually or grouped on the same one to change the volume or add effects that can also be altered using automation clips. There is an infinite amount of effects and things you can do here. There really is no limit. And then, other than those, the only other important one is the Redo button. This one only can redo the very last thing you did, so don't rely on it. I know this is a lot to take in if this is your first time seeing it. Don't let it discourage you though. I remember when I got on for the first time. I knew I wanted to make a song, but I had no idea where to start and what anything did. It was very discouraging. but I knew how bad I wanted it, so I kept with it, and now I've been doing it for over a year now and have gotten pretty good. Remember the channel rack button. Click on it and find the button that looks like a plus. That is one way to add new instruments. I'll make another video showing you how to make your first song. When I make it, I'll only use default stuff in FlStudio, so you can fully follow along. To save, go to File, Save, or Save as and give it a name. Every time after that, when you click to work on that song and click Save, it'll save to that file. I know I have a ton of songs. Try not to keep random files you aren't going to use later on. I've almost made over 100 songs, so it's pretty packed. Notice how whatever number the instrument is set to in the channel rack, it is also the same in the mixer channel. That's how you put an instrument to a channel. You assign it a number and that'll be the mixer rack it's on. If you have more than one instrument with one number or mixer channel, then the effects will affect both of them at the same time. Or if you change the volume, it'll bring them both down at the same time. You can also use other volume controls to make one more quiet than the other, but still bring them both down equally, so it stays how you like it. When you download something, it'll go in the download folder, which is seen on the left in the black. You can put third-party files in there and are easy to find in FlStudio. Of course, you can also just find it in your actual files and drag whatever it may be in. Please, if any of you have any questions at all, I'll gladly answer all of them in the comments. If this was helpful to you in any way, all I ask is that you leave a like and subscribe so my videos have more of a chance of being seen by other people. If you know anyone who could get something out of this video, then definitely share it. And as long as you don't give up, because of how big and crazy FlStudio seems, you'll get it down. Just like with anything else in life, you just have to spend some time in it. And I hope this gives you a starting point. If you really want to make music, then you'll get there.